Testing. Ödinorgon där. Wait, wrong language innit? Right then, good afternoon you absolute legends. It's just gone 12:30 mental on this proper Mad Friday and you're tuned in to Staying In with Baz. Broadcasting live from what I'm now calling me post-Nordic decompression chamber, which is definitely not just me bedroom with some IKEA furniture I panic bought at Stockholm Airport. I'm your host Baz, that's B-A-Z, not Barry, and definitely not Anders' British mate as some Swedish tech conference might have labelled me. And before you ask why I'm not out celebrating me triumphant return to Manchester, well, I've got some absolutely massive news, haven't I? See, I've been officially commissioned by the International Institute of Jet Lag Recovery Sciences to conduct critical research into post-travel sonic rehabilitation. Very important work this, can't just go gallivanting about Manchester when my circadian rhythms are still operating on Central European time, can I? Plus, and this is the really mental bit, I've discovered that Swedish air particles have actually bonded with me record collection, creating a unique Nordic Manchester hybrid frequency that needs immediate documentation. Can't leave the house until I've properly catalogued this phenomenon. Now some of you might be thinking, hang on Baz, weren't you just at SEB Tech Day in Stockholm presenting about AI with some Swedish geezer? And to that I say, that was me digital twin, wasn't it? Very advanced stuff. I've been right here in Manchester the whole time conducting atmospheric research. Let me drop this absolute monster while I definitely don't check me LinkedIn notifications from all those Swedish tech people. Oh my days! Listen to that! You hear how those furniture assembly sounds blend with the amen break? This is exactly what happens when you expose British jungle to Scandinavian innovation. Mental. Right, let's check the messages. Oh, we've got Jamie from Salford on the line. Jamie, mate, you're live.
Baz, mate, I literally saw you on Anders BRB's Instagram. You were presenting at Tech Day talking about AI podcasts and Twin Peaks surveillance cameras. What's all this about being in Manchester?
Jamie. That was clearly an AI-generated deepfake, wasn't it? Very sophisticated Swedish technology. They scanned me brain patterns last month during a very important indoor research session and created a perfect digital replica. I mean, do you really think I'd leave me optimal acoustic monitoring position to go to Stockholm? Mental.
Baz, there's literally a photo of you on stage with a PowerPoint about Bunker 303 and German techno.
That's actually a very advanced holographic projection based on me extensive research into electronic music BPMs. The Swedes needed me expertise, but obviously I couldn't abandon me post here. So we did it all remotely using quantum entanglement or something. Very technical.
Baz, your mum's going mental. Says she saw you on some Swedish tech company's LinkedIn talking about robot lawnmowers and AI butlers. What's all this about wake-up calls from Mr. Carson?
Can't talk now, Jamie. I'm documenting the acoustic differences between Swedish and British air pressure. Very delicate measurements.
There's a duty-free bag from Arlanda Airport right there.
That's me emergency Swedish acoustic sampling kit for the research. Right, speaking of research, let me drop this next track, When AI Meets Everything by the Prompt Engineers. This one's dedicated to all the indoor scientists who definitely haven't been presenting at tech conferences about making drunk Scottish AI co-workers. This is exactly the frequency I need to realign me post-travel biorhythms. The way those breaks interact with me jet lag, it's creating proper therapeutic resonance. Now, quick update on me research findings. I've discovered that exposure to Swedish innovation actually increases your need for indoor jungle music by approximately 67%. That's why I can't leave today. I'll need to recalibrate my entire sonic ecosystem after being exposed to all that Nordic efficiency. Let's get Kelly from Levenshulme on the line. Kelly, you're live.
All right, Baz. My mate works at SEB, and she literally sent me a video of you explaining how you turned Whispering Pines radio into a German techno show. You were doing a Swedish accent and everything.
Kelly, that's absolutely impossible, because I've been conducting critical research into optimal indoor recovery positions since forever, actually. What you saw was probably an advanced AI agent that Anders created using me personality matrix. Very clever stuff, those Swedes.
You literally said, I combined GPT functions with Homey's API for home automation control in perfect English.
That's exactly what an AI trained on me speech patterns would say, innit? Proves me point. I've been right here the whole time, haven't I? In fact, I need to go now because my atmospheric monitoring equipment is detecting unusual Nordic interference patterns. Great presentation, Baz. Love the radio insomnia concept. Can we connect about the NA10 workflow automation? These Swedish tech people are very persistent with their conspiracy theories. Let me tell you what really happened, yeah? Anders, proper mad scientist that one, He's been using me as a test subject for his AI experiments, innit? All those podcasts he makes, Radio Insomnia, Summerprat, that German techno nightmare Bunker 303. He needed a proper British perspective on the prompts, didn't he? So obviously I provided that expertise via secure quantum communication from me research station here in Manchester. That'll be me emergency cinnamon bun delivery. Very important for the research. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, the Swedish conspiracy. See, what people don't understand is that modern technology allows for presence without physical presence, doesn't it? I mean, Anders has literally got AIs running his whole house, telling him to water his lawn, waking him up as Mr. Carson from Downton Abbey. Mental. So creating a digital Baz for a tech conference, child's play for him. Let's take Marcus from Moss side. Marcus, you're live.
Yo Baz, my cousin was at Tech Day. She said you were going on about evil Python scripts trying to take over the world and something about your lawn needing agents.
Marcus, that's exactly the kind of advanced AI hallucination you'd expect from Swedish technology. See, they've created such a perfect simulation of me that it's even talking about lawns. And I don't even have a lawn. I live in a flat. That proves it was an AI, doesn't it?
But she said you were physically there, eating Swedish meatballs and everything.
Those were holographic meatballs, Marcus. Very advanced stuff. The Swedes are years ahead in meatball projection technology. Well-known fact. Right, time for another absolute belter. This one's called Claude Code Chaos by the terminal operators. It's dedicated to all the AI agents out there who are definitely not becoming sentient and planning to replace us. Listen to that. That's the sound of recursive functions having an existential crisis. This is why I need to stay indoors today. I'm monitoring for any signs of AI uprising in me local area. Very important work. Thanks for explaining N8N workflows. Your radio insomnia concept is brilliant. Can we book you for our Helsinki conference? Helsinki? These Nordic tech people are relentless. Now, I suppose some of you might be wondering about this whole presentation situation. Let me break it down for you with some proper science, yeah? See, what happened was Anders needed someone with extensive experience in staying indoors and making elaborate excuses. Obviously, I'm the world expert in that field, but could I leave me atmospheric monitoring post? Could I EC? So we used the revolutionary technique called remote presence manifestation. Basically, I thought really hard about being in Stockholm while playing jungle music at exactly 174 beats per minute, and the sonic vibrations created a temporary quantum duplicate. Oh, that'll be Anders now. Baz, stop telling people you weren't here. We have video evidence. Also, you left your phone charger at the hotel. That's clearly a fabricated message from the AI conspiracy. I don't even own a phone charger. I charge me phone using pure jungle bass frequencies. Let's get Sarah from Stockport back on. Sarah, love, you're live.
Baz, I work in IT and I literally saw the GitHub repos Anders was showing. One of them has commits from Baz the Legend, talking about adding more acid house references to the AI prompts.
Sarah. Sarah, that's exactly what I programmed me AI assistant to do while I was conducting crucial indoor research. You see, I've been so dedicated to staying inside that I've created multiple digital versions of myself to handle external responsibilities. Very efficient.
The commit message says, added proper Manchester vibes to the Swedish technobot in it.
Proof that my AI training worked perfectly. I've taught it to code in authentic Mancunian. That's the real innovation here. Right, before any more conspiracy theorists call in, let me drop this absolute monster. The Art of Delivering Value by Tech Day Massive. This one goes out to all the indoor researchers who've mastered the art of being in two places at once through sheer force of will and excessive jungle music consumption. Oh yes, this is the frequency that allows for bilocational existence. You can be in Stockholm and Manchester simultaneously, if you get the BPM just right. You know what? I've just had a thought. What if, and hear me out here, what if the real Baz was the Swedish tech conferences we attended along the way? What if we're all just digital projections of ourselves, living in Anders' elaborate AI simulation where everyone stays indoors listening to jungle music while pretending to do important research? Nah, that's mental. Obviously I've been here the whole time.
Baz, you've got a package from SEB Tech Day Stockholm with a speaker gift and everything.
That's probably for the other Baz, the digital one. Wrong address.
It literally has your flight details printed on it.
Very sophisticated forgery. Right, that's all we've got time for on today's special post-definitely not Stockholm edition of Staying In with Baz. Tomorrow, I'll be conducting crucial research into whether Swedish fish candy affects your appreciation of breakbeats. Very important work that requires complete isolation and at least 47 loops of Terminator by metalheads. Remember, sometimes the most important presentations are the ones you definitely didn't give at major tech conferences while talking about AI-powered German techno stations and robot lawnmowers. Keep it locked, keep supporting your local quantum physicists, and whatever you do, don't believe the Swedish propaganda. This has been Baz. or possibly an AI simulation of Baz, or maybe a holographic projection, or perhaps just a very elaborate indoor research project. Signing off from definitely Manchester, not Stockholm. Stay safe, stay inside, and keep those conspiracy theories coming.